Hello everyone, it's your boy B3 back with another spooky movie reaction review. This one's actually over a short. Don't do a lot of shorts. This might even be my first one. No, I might have done a I think I've done some Kamen Rider shorts. But today we are doing Monster Planet of Godzilla from 1994. It's very hard to find information on this. One, because it's old and was a lost film for a while. And two, because if you type in that title, it's going to show you Godzilla Netflix anime stuff. Yeah, it's from 1994. So it was like some kind of Godzilla simulator attraction. Featured in the Sanrio, Peroland, and Harmonyland theme parks in Japan. There's not much information on this. It had this short film produced by Toho using the Rado Goji suit, the Fire Rodan puppet, and the Mothra from the Heisei Godzilla vs. Mothra, the adult one. And then at Sanrio Peroland, the film was presented in 3D with odor released in the theater to enhance the viewing and also like smoke and stuff during destruction scenes. I think that would have been dope to be at, but it does not exist anymore. Yowza. And I'm going to read you the plot. And keep in mind, I could not find a subtitled version of this, and there's absolutely not a dub, but I could not find fan subs. So I watched it raw. Yeah, real raw. So I had no idea what was going on. The first 10 minutes is a quiz. There are several multiple choice questions that are read aloud to you, and you have 5 seconds to answer them. If you cannot read Japanese, and you cannot speak Japanese, I recommend skipping ahead 10 minutes and getting right to the kaiju action. And I'm going to read you a synopsis of that right now. A spaceship called Earth, I don't know why it's called that, but it is sent to investigate the disappearance of another ship that went missing on a monster-filled planet beyond our solar system. And once there, it quickly spots the downed craft, and then is immediately attacked by Mothra and Fire Rodan, just like right away. And we know it's Fire Rodan because they're red, and we also see the beam. It sees Godzilla as well and opens fire on him, giving the planet, which is the name of the other ship, enough time to escape. Bad ship names. Just bad ship names, honestly. And then as a volcano erupts, because of course it does, kaiju and dinosaur movies love erupting volcanoes very, very much. Then this strange light out of nowhere that I don't think is even explained transports all 3 kaiju to Tokyo Station, where they go on a rampage, or at least Godzilla does. And then the Earth ship fights alongside the JDSF to stop Godzilla, but their weapons have like no effect because it's Godzilla. And then Rodan tries to fight Godzilla a little bit, unsuccessful. Mothra tries to fight Godzilla a little bit, unsuccessful. And then the Earth ship releases a glowing green powder from like its cargo bay. And you remember in Monster Zero when Godzilla and Rodan got captured in those bubbles by the Exilians and were taken away? Yeah, that just happens again. The green powder puts them in those bubbles, and then they fly back to their home planet. It's so weird and stupid, but I loved it. It was so weird. Very, very weird. I do have some credits to give, though. You got to give those credits. And I'm going to butcher these names, but I also butcher Western names too. So don't be too offended. I'm sorry. Koichi Kawakita. Oh, look at that! Right off the bat, I actually did well. Mary Teranuma. Kiyoshi Suzaku, Yuso Wakabanashi, Akira Ufukube did the music. I'm not even okay. I'm so focused on pronouncing the names right that I'm that I'm not telling you what their jobs were. Directed by Koichi Kawakita, written by Marie Teranuma, executive producers Kiyoshi Suzuki and Yuso Wakabayashi. I like that name. That's a cool name. Music by Akira Ifukube, but it's all stock music, nothing new. Cinematography by Kenichi Iguchi. Edited by Seiya Tojima. Production design by Tezoku Osawa. Assistant directors Kenji Suzuki. Oh, excuse me. And Yoshikai Kondo. Special effects by Takai Watanabe and Osamu Kume. Optical effects by Yoshikai Kishimoto. And simulator programmer Trey Stokes. Okay, I actually think I pronounced those names pretty well. And for our cast, we have Megumi Odaka as Miki Segusa. You know her. She was in other Heisei films. Megumi Hayashibara as Hello Kitty's voice, not the Hello Kitty suit. I will explain that in a second. Tadashi Nakamura, the general's voice. Imasa Kayumi as Professor Draymon's voice. Kanito Shizawa as the planet pilot voice and the G-Force soldier voice. And then Kinpachiro Satsuma as Godzilla. And of course there were no actors for Mothra and Rodan because they are puppets. Whew. Okay, let's unpack this. So this was just an attraction, and it was a lost film for a while. And then it started popping up again. I think the first time it popped up again was in the Monster Arts exclusive Blu-ray for the 2014 Godzilla movie. You remember the poster version Godzilla that was like red and orange and stuff? That figure came with Blu-rays. And I think that Blu-ray had this short on it. And I think it's been released a couple other times as well since. I'm not exactly sure. Once again, there's not a lot of info on this, at least in English. And the version of it isn't even the original version, because the one I just described that I watched did not have Hello Kitty in it. The version with Hello Kitty is a lost film. It's gone. I'm not sure it exists at all anymore. They edited Hello Kitty out, and if Toho still has that like reel, they're almost certainly never going to release it. Too bad, because I would have loved to see Hello Kitty, little soldier outfit. There are images of Hello Kitty in this, believe it or not. But yeah, and it's not because Godzilla doesn't want to be associated with Hello Kitty, because Shin Godzilla crossed over with Hello Kitty. Toho is all about crossovers right now. They'll cross over Godzilla with anything. Magic the Gathering, Hello Kitty, Evangelion, anything. Godzilla gets a crossover with everyone now. Because Toho just wants that fucking money. Damn. It's pretty wild that this was a lost film. It came back, but it's not the original lost film. That's really wild. Apparently there are some scenes of it that have been restored, but the one I watched is not restored. It's raw as can be. It's as raw as it can possibly get. And watching it, it's mostly just kaiju fights and stuff. It's mostly just some kaiju on kaiju action and some kaiju on ship and military action. Which you don't super need a translation for, right? We don't need a translation to understand Godzilla shoot beam, Mothra attack ship. We don't need translations to understand that's what's happening. And even with translations, it doesn't explain the light that takes them to Earth, and it doesn't explain why the Earth ship has the ability to send them back to space, and why it didn't use that immediately instead of attacking when it knew the attacks were ineffective, because they were ineffective on the planet. But yeah, the Godzilla fighting the military footage in this, and the Godzilla fighting Mothra and Rodan footage is all incredibly short, because this is a short, so don't expect much, alright? It's nothing you haven't seen before. But it's not worth watching because of what happens in it. Because what happens in it is pretty whatever. Like, but I know every kaiju fan is gonna try their hardest to watch this probably once they learn it exists. Because kaiju fans are just starved for content. Like, most of our lives as kaiju fans, there's been little to no kaiju stuff that wasn't Godzilla, and even the Godzilla stuff for us Western fans was hard to get a hold of most of the time. So anytime we can watch something new, we take care of it. But even at the time of recording this, I'm recording this like December 4th, 2020. Yeah, I know it took it a long time to go live. Thank you for pointing that out. But even now, we're in kind of like a kaiju renaissance. And I have to agree with the guys at the Gargantua cast. This kaiju renaissance does feel incomplete without Gamera. But, we're in a kaiju renaissance, so we're not really, like, there are kaiju films everywhere now. Like, kaiju films are just coming out. And they're coming out, and they're coming out, and they're easier and easier to get a hold of because of modern technology and the internet and stuff. And that makes me very happy. So, this shouldn't be at the top of your watch list because of what happens in it, because what happens in it is pretty whatever. But from like a historical aspect, this is an incredibly interesting film. Why did they remove Hello Kitty? Why did this just disappear for so long? Probably disappeared because they weren't going to do the attraction anymore and they didn't think to put it on the internet. But, and it's so unknown, especially in the West. The historical aspects of this are very interesting. I'll even give you some trivia. Like Godzilla's height in it compared to the city makes him seem about 50 meters tall, which is like Showa Godzilla size, and this is Heisei Godzilla, which is very weird. It also has an estimated weight of 20,000 tons, which is pretty wild. And the Earth launch bay from the Planetary Exploration Station is reused as the Minerva 2 hangar launch bay from Bye Bye Jupiter. Yeah, and I think the ship itself might be remade from the Garuda or whatever attaches to Mechagodzilla 2 to make him Super Mechagodzilla. Don't quote me on that, but I think it might have reused parts from that. There's a lot of good information about this thing on the Wikizilla website, which is the only place I could find any information on it. And I think they also briefly mentioned it in the Mechagodzilla 2 bio video they did. But the only place I could get like any information on it was on Wikizilla. There's not a lot of info on this at all. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting, even if what happens in it isn't. If you're a big kaiju fan and you like film history and like behind the scenes stuff, look into this film because it's very, very interesting. But that is it for today's video. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Next time, I actually think I might... You know, like a couple of videos ago, I said I was going to do probably Friday the 13th Part 2 next, and then I didn't because my power went out. So I watched Planet Raptor instead because I had that downloaded onto my Prime Video app, and I hadn't watched it yet. And then by the time I was finished watching that, it was real late. Like right now it's like 11 p.m., and I didn't want to start a new hour-and-a-half movie, so I figured let's watch these Godzilla shorts. So I don't know if I'm going to do it right now, but I'll probably watch and review the Wolfman vs. Godzilla. Or at least the surviving footage of Wolfman vs. Godzilla. And Wolfman vs. Godzilla, I think, is still technically in post-production, which is pretty insane. But, yeah, that is it for this fun video. Yeah, you know, it's... Just look it up on YouTube. If you type it in, make sure you type... If you type in Monster Planet of Godzilla, type in 1994 afterwards, or it'll take you to anime Godzilla stuff, more than likely. But that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time.